Hey guys, welcome back to Bhavna Ko Samjho. Hope everything is chill wherever you're listening to this. Now, in today's episode, I speak to a fellow footballer, a dear friend. We speak about a host of topics. We go into a little controversy as well. But the essence of the episode was for him to just come out, speak about his story up until yet, and of course, discuss his plans going forward. The idea was to do like 30-40 minutes, but it ended up being stretched to close to 15 minutes. And that's how it is, when you speak to like minded people, the conversation just flows. And it came to a point where neither one of us really wanted to detach from the conversation and, stop recording essentially. So I hope you guys enjoy this. The person in question is, of course, Rahul Mathew. And I begin the conversation by asking him how he feels to be making the first appearance on BKS. Enjoy the show, guys.
I'm feeling good. I feel really nice that you called me for this, and I feel really good to tell you about my journey since I began playing as an athlete till today. So it feels good. Thanks for having me here.
Your pleasure, brother. Honestly, when I was plotting down plans to have people, the guest list to have people, Mathew was somebody who instantly came to mind. And it was a no-brainer for me to have Mathew. Because for the ones who don't know Rahul Mathew, I'm being honest when I say this is a serious player, and not just a serious player. This guy's been the games captain at our school. He was somebody who was an athlete through and through. He was somebody who played basketball. He was somebody who was in tug of war. I mean, I'm talking about probably a renaissance man in the sporting sense. So Rahul Mathew, brother, I don't want to embarrass you, but trust me, this is honest BS coming out from Indian guy talks BS. Moving on, Rahul Mathew.
That's quite an introduction for me, man.
No, you deserve it, brother. You deserve it. But Mathew, honestly, a question maybe we could start off somewhere is, as an athlete, what is your mentality? You've played in many facets of the sport. How do you feel as an athlete?
Oh, well, as an athlete, I think you have to be pretty hardworking. It's not all about talent. Of course, talent gets you a lot ahead in the game than the other players, but there's a lot of hard work and requires everyday practice. It's not all about physicality and how you physically train yourself. It's all about your head too. I mean, you got to be pretty strong with your head. You've got a strong mentality. And then only I personally think that you're going to go ahead, way long ahead. If you have a positive mind, positive people around you.
Positive people around you.
I mean, it helps. It helps. I mean, if you have a strong, I think more than all the football thing, it's about the mentality. If you believe in yourself, if you believe you can do it, you got the skills to do it, of course you're going to do it. You're going to kill it. That's what I feel. So as an athlete, that is the most important thing according to me.
You speak a lot about mentality over here. This is actually a conversation that me and Mathew had. It was after the PSG game. It's after PSG got battered. I wouldn't say battered. First leg mein jab haare the. We were speaking a lot about mentality. And Mathew, somebody very big on this. Mathew, I want you to tell people, how do you feel when you're stepping onto the pitch? Like the very first moment, regardless of the opponent, how do you feel? Like what's the first thought in your head?
My first absolute thought would be to go there and win it and just absolutely it. I don't want them to play their best game. I want us as a team to play our best game so that they get demoralized while playing. So I feel that if we give our best, there's nothing going to stop us. So for me, it's every time the attitude. So I feel I should have a good attitude while stepping inside the game. That helps.
Attitude helps a lot. Attitude
the kind
helps
of thing you really want.
Yeah. So Mathew, as a football player, if we could go a lot into that, what's been happening with you on your end? We've with lockdown, with all the BS that's happening, the second wave. We played some football. Actually, the last game that I played was with Mathew. I don't know if he played a game after that or not. It was at Gawan Bagh. Good game. We won 2-1. Mathew, of course, scored one of the goals. Had to be. Kaise nahi hota. And my question to Mathew is, how are you maintaining your fitness levels? Yaar, matlab, it's a difficult space, right? Like, how are you doing this? Kaise ho raha?
Yeah, well, when the first lockdown actually happened, before that I play in a college team, so we were doing pretty good. We had workouts and everything.
If I could ask you, Mathew, I'm sorry, Mathew, I'm sorry. Which college team can you be more specific? Kahan ke liye?
Yeah, I play for Father Coencio Rodriguez Institute Technology in Vashi, Father Agnel's.
Okay. Okay.
It's an engineering college and got facilities and all those kind of stuff. Good coaches over there, helping kids and students like me to play on an everyday basis. So yeah, before that we used to practice every day. I mean, college used to get over at 4:30 or something like that. We used to go on the field by 4:45, get ready, practice till 7 o'clock. Then we used to come back, head back home. But then after the when the first lockdown hit, I honestly thought it's just going to be a 2 weeks thing. So I did not work out that time. I sat at home like that. Then 1 month passed, 2 months passed, 3 months passed, and I'm just sitting over there. That's when I realized that this is doing nothing literally, because I was expecting, and my exams were around the corner, so I was also worried about that studying and all those kind of things. But I was expecting things to get better, and we would get down on the field very soon. So with that hope, I was not doing anything. But then when I realized there's nothing, I had to work out at home. So now I did work out at home. Then the first wave was pretty down, and everything was pretty normal. When I started playing again, my coaches used to not take any practices, so I had to with my friend. I used to wake up early in the morning and with one of my friend called Kevin. He's a good player too.
Shout out to Kevin, good player, serious player.
Yeah, very good player. He's a younger, but he's very good. We used to practice every day. We used to have a lot of fun. I swear, we used to attack these small boys. Used to come there, watch us, and they would like to play along with us while we were just working out. The fitness. And we used to not play football. There used to be players playing over there, kids playing over there, football games and all that. But we were all into fitness because we knew what we needed. But then the second wave has come. Everything stopped again with a glimpse of an eye. And now just working out at home, like doing a push-ups and pull-ups and not eating too much, maintaining your diet. That's pretty much it. I mean, you can't do anything. I'm playing with the ball, getting ball touches, something like small things. I mean, you can't do too much at home, you don't want to be breaking things at home,
I actually broke a vase एक दो हफ्ते पहले. Seriously, I'm not even kidding. जल्दी से छुपा लिया. Mummy still got to know. Ball उछाल रहा था hall में. But you know what I've been doing? Like, I have this small rubber ball, and so my left is pretty weak, and you'd expect that, right? It's an acquired skill to be bi-footed. It's something that, and it's I've said this. People of like friends of mine back in Pune, where I used to play a lot of football. I spoke a lot about Mathew. Okay, he's somebody. Mathew does not know this. Usko pehli baar pata chal raha hai. We're having a conversation of those sorts. But I told friends that my right foot, for the entirety of my career, is as strong as Mathew's weak left foot. I'm not even kidding when I say this. No, man. So I'm serious, because I've seen the accuracy, the strength in his left foot when with 15 20 yards, so insane BS. So just coming back to jo main kar raha hu ghar pe, I take this rubber ball, chota ball, and just to practice technique, just 1 meter dur diwal ke. It's helped a lot with my left foot, because more often than not it's muscle memory, right? Just for you to being able to understand कि कैसे मतलब मारना है, कहाँ से मारना है. So
right.
Can we speak about maybe moving on? Can we speak about your early career? Like when was the first time you kicked a ball, man? Like कब पता चला that you were something, this was something that you could do?
Okay, so my parents were very encouraging about me being an athlete. They really wanted me to be a runner. So I used to run. I was a fast runner and all those kind of things. Then, so there's this one of my PT teacher. They say we used to all have it as PE. I don't know what's called full form. But
physical education
teacher called this guy called Siddharth Kirloskar. He's my PT sir. My PT sir. Yeah, that guy was very sweet. But this guy told. So this guy gave a suggestion to our then football coach, even now football coach, called Aloysius Vaz. His pet name is Kuki Sir. I think many people in Thane and Mumbai, in Maharashtra, not even just Thane, Mumbai, Goa would really know him. So he advised that I should be given a chance in the team because I'm a fast runner, So maybe I could do something. So, and I would never say no for sports. I mean, I was always into it. Any sports, I really like playing any kind of sports. So I was like, okay, why not?
And as a kid,
not be attending like.
Yeah, as a kid, you're ready to do everything, right? Like, jo bhi mil jaye,
Yeah. Anything to stay out of classes and things like that. So that's around, I would say, when I was in my sixth grade, end of my sixth grade. That was the last tournament of the year for that particular year, and I got a chance. And that's probably the first time I played for my school. But we used to play every day. I mean, when you're down the building, you're building mates. One day it's cricket, one day it's football, one day it's like that. So I used to play like that, but never into it like that.
Never into football specifically.
So I would say no. I never thought of.
So when did it happen?
So it was sixth grade ending, probably beginning of 7th standard, when I was like 12 years, 11, 12 years, something like that.
Yeah. The serious first time you understood that you're a serious player, when did that happen? The first moment you're like, this is something I could do. I could ball in this.
Okay, so that would be probably after when I was in my 8th grade. Or 7th grade, mid 7th grade, when we used to go for tournaments and you used to play there and you used to score goals easily. And I had a very good team along with me of my age group, my elders. It was a very good,
Can we speak about that team?
Like this game is.
Can we speak a little about that team? Some players that you looked up to?
I think at that point of time, there were a few really elder people like Keen Lewis. He's playing in the I-League right now. I used to look up to him because he was a really, really good player.
The prodigy.
Players. Yeah, you could say so. They had a very good team. Then there were players like Sam Jacob. There was players like Rahul Gopal. There was players like Satvik. These kind of players, these were the few people. Like Sagar Singh is a very good goalkeeper, which I can bring on my mind. These guys were very good. Ajay, I need to talk about Ajay. He is tall, and this dude used to have tall legs, and it's very difficult to get past.
AJ, Atlanta FC, AJ, the legendary team.
Yeah. I think if you know what I'm talking about, it's basically the Atlanta team itself. Those guys were pretty strong, and as a team, they were
pretty good.
Too good.
They were very good.
Yeah, they were too good.
Yeah.
I mean, we used to go to PPG, Principal's ground, every day for every year for the tournament where Rotary used to happen, and you should see Atlanta playing, and it was like going in a stadium and watching Manchester United play. For me, it was like, wow. I mean, these guys are really good players,
the ballers.
Players. So these were the ballers I used to feel. But then it was, I couldn't see much of them. Whenever I used to see them, But I think there were more players. I'm not sure if you know them. There's this guy called Keegan Fernandez.
I know Keegan. Yes, Keegan. Yeah, good player as well.
There's Brandon D'Souza, Akshay Agarwal. Then we call him Nepa. I forgot his first name. Akash. I think his name is Akash. These were the few really good players. I feel these guys are just like 3 to 4 or 4 or 5 elder to me, and we used to practice with them. And when you used to play with them, you used to get an idea that okay, these guys are very strong, and if you can play with them and compete with them, that's when I felt. Yeah, I'm not saying I should play as good as them, but when I should compete with them, I could realize that if I can become at their level at this age, then probably this is my game to play for.
Yeah.
So these guys were kind of my inspiration around in the locality for me.
And that's the thing, like, I mean, wherever I've gone, like, I mean, to places that I went to, when I was in Pune 3 years, jab bhi main baat karta tha about estate and essence, it was a very difficult concept for people to understand, Mathew. People don't understand how, we've been blessed to grow in our surroundings, which was so safe. And just the fact that कहीं पे भी हम लोग estate में जाते, we have so many memories, right? I mean, कभी भी किसी को भी मिलना है, just playing ball whenever you want to. So estate really allowed us to manifest these, hobbies, if I could say. So so
I think there is no doubt about what you're saying, because we're in a close-knit area. We to be around each other, and that vibe, the friendship, and the everyday playing, that was very helpful, I feel, for us all.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
So Mathew, you spoke about somebody who initially gave you the chance. Actually, the first time we got to know that was Siddharth Kirloskar.
Yeah.
But then let's speak about Kuki Sir, man. I mean, we have to. Kuki Sir, somebody who played a pivotal role for my initial career as well. But Mathew was somebody who was almost as if Kuki Sir's prodigy. Mathew would agree with that. And there are tidbits coming your way in this specific topic. And I want Mathew to speak about his relationship with Kuki Sir, like his moments, his memories. How is it with Kuki Sir, buddy? Like, how is it?
Yeah, so this guy was young when he came to our school. So maybe he was in his 28, 29, 30s. And that's when I first saw him. And what actually caught me in this was that he used to every day after our school have these fitness drills, practice session, fun games, small game. It was not always you're playing football 11 or something like that. It was all these fitnesses which used to. So by the time it was 7th grade, 8th grade, I used to really, I was into it. Like every day I used to wake up in the morning, I was thinking like, after my school, I'm going for this practice and I'm going to kill it. So this guy used to make it really competitive for us. He was a very supportive guy, I would say, very encouraging. He used to give us a lot of exposure in terms of playing football matches and tournaments.
A lot of trips as well.
I think a lot of trips, be it in Mumbai, be it in Maharashtra, be it in Goa. He used to take us to places where football is really big and football is going to become big. Players who are good, of your caliber, better caliber, and even better players. So I think he is a very good coach even right now. He is super talented as a coach, and I think he helped me a lot, not only on a personal level as a footballer playing. He took care of us. He took care of me also while playing, be it anything. He taught me a lot about football. I would say he was the reason why I got my basics perfectly right when I was younger.
Yeah.
So I think when you are gifted with coaches like this, you should always appreciate them.
Hey guys, just thought I'd pop in and thank you for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying this show. It's honestly been an insightful conversation up until now. And what's sad is that because of time constraints, we couldn't get into the cliche relay race that happened. Yes, I'm referring to the annual athletic meet in the 10th grade. Mathew ran, he ran backwards to the finish line, and I was excited because honestly Mathew was gonna admit that I had a huge role to play in this. So I essentially told him before the race कि अगर इतना distance होगा, and if you're of course winning, which was obviously gonna happen because that was just the nature of athletic meets then, just run backwards, So of course, knowing Mathew, he owned it pretty well. The video is crazy, guys. It's pretty lit. Anyway, now let's go back to the show, guys. So Mathew, we spoke a little about Kuki Sir. Now I want to get into a specific incident that happened. I'm taking you back to the 10th grade. The buffer period before जब council members announce किए जाते हैं with the PA system. So you'd remember that moment, right? Everybody in the class. उस दिन पे कुछ पढ़ाई होती नहीं है. हम लोग सब class में बैठे रहते हैं. We're all waiting. And for people like Mathew, people like who know that they have a stake, a claim. यार मेरे को भी लग रहा था यार कि मैं कुछ ना कुछ बनूंगा. But anyway, that's another BS story. But the thing that I'm coming to is that Kuki Sir, from what I know, from what I heard, from the grapevine, played a very significant role in Mathew becoming the game's captain. I want Mathew to speak about it from his own perspective, of course.
Okay, so this used to be a controversy long back.
It was
talking about 6 years back. So what happened? I'm going to get it straight into the topic.
Go ahead, buddy.
This guy called Mayank, he's a very good friend of mine. We used to play cricket together. We've gone
Hmm.
for MCA, play for Mumbai Cricket Association together long back when I was in my 5th or 4th grade. So we were really good. I mean, and he was a very disciplined child. And I wouldn't say I was one of those disciplined
Yeah.
kids in the school.
You
Like
weren't.
at
You
least not like
weren't.
him.
Let's be honest. You weren't.
Yeah, I wasn't like that. I mean,
Yeah.
it was
Notorious.
just what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, so apparently, like how I've come to know about it. So he got probably a little more votes than me, and
Okay.
he should have been the sports captain. But
Mayank.
then I had Mayank. And then, but what you say? I had the votes from my class teacher, who used to be Jalaja Ahuja ma'am, my principal, my vice principal, and my football coach. So it was because of my principal and vice principal and my football coaches,
The stand that you
votes
took.
that I had.
Yeah.
And I had a little more contribution towards football for my school compared to what he
Not
had.
little,
And,
man. Come on, stop being modest over here. Not little. For it, if you guys go to HFS like today and you look at the trophy cabinet, 90% of the trophies won are football, and Mathew has a huge claim in those trophies. Mathew, continue.
Yeah, something like that. So yeah, that's why that's why I was given the preference, to become the sports captain, because I think it was fair enough. I would say I don't think it was fair enough for him, but it just happened what it was. I think it was the right
Yeah.
decision. I feel
It
that
definitely
I
was.
had done
Yeah,
enough.
yeah. It was a
Like,
pivotal
just not-
moment, culturally for our school, because honestly, it would have been a huge disappointment if Mathew wouldn't have become the games captain. I mean, anything less than that would have been a disrespect outright. So ever since the 5th grade, this was the moment that was being shaped up. Like for our batch. And but again, Mathew, let's get a little more into it. What about certain stories that we heard about Kuki Sir putting his job on the line? Was something like that? Did that happen? What happened?
I'm not quite certain about that, but he might have done it. He might have done it because he used to like me as a footballer, and I think I had done a lot compared to what the other participant had to do. So if the decision was going against me, even after my principal and my vice principal going for it, after even knowing and every day being announced in the assembly about winning this and winning that and for doing this for school, then I think that would have gone wrong. It was a thing for him also. Like
Yeah.
he used to get this, from the teachers, like every footballer is not behaving properly. They're just doing football things and all those kind of things. I mean, it was not his fault that we were not behaving in an appropriate manner.
We were brats.
I wouldn't say. I mean, it's not his fault. It was he was doing everything in football related, and we were very disciplined when we were around him when it was football. But when we were school, we were just supposed to have fun. That was our place to let go of things. So we were very scared of him at that point of time. So we used to be very disciplined, and we used to show him the respect he deserves. So I think even for him, it was about integrity, like
principles.
Come on, man. I mean, he would have wanted his own student to become the sports captain and not someone who had not done that much for our school. That dude, Mayank has done a lot for our school too. He's an excellent cricketer, I tell you. But
it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
Yeah. No disrespect for my friend Mayank over here, okay? Because I really like him. He's a sweet lad, and I still tell you, he's a very good cricketer. He's a very good cricketer.
Yeah, he's a very good cricketer. He's won a lot for the school as well back in the days.
Right.
Mayank, if you're listening to this, Mathew just came clean. No bad blood over here. Never was.
No, man.
Moving forward, Mathew. Mathew, you've not had the best time with injuries in the past few years. I remember you broke your leg. Like I saw this video. जब भी तुम लोग कोई तो trekking कर रहे थे, ये पार्ट वार्ट तुम लोग को यार locking. They were all lifting you up, piggyback. So what happened? Like how did that happen? How did you break your leg, buddy?
Yeah, I mean, this was not the first time I broke my leg. This was about 3 years back. I was practicing in my school. I mean, what do you say? My college ground. And while practicing, one of these lads had jabbed my ankles and put all of those pressure on it, and I moved in a hasty manner at that certain moment, at that exact moment, which led to a ACL tear for me, and
Oh,
that was it. Yeah, so that was it for me. I was out for. I had to put on the plaster for like 4 months, and then I had to go undergo rehab for like 6 to 7 months, and I was pretty much out of football. So
yeah. A
that was a very
difficult phase,
sad
yeah.
moment for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, can we speak about this? Because injuries are very common in amateur football. It keeps happening to rookies like us. There's legit nobody except for the internet resource where we can go. And wo bhi, we have to go to passive videos to look, कि क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है. So Matthew, do you have any learnings in your process where you understood, this is where you started making progress, certain things which you did, which allowed you to get out of perhaps the mental psyche which a person goes into the negative phase. Do you have any learnings, Matthew?
Yeah, so as I said before, this wasn't my first time. So long back when I was in my eighth grade, I again had a fracture in my leg. So, and I was that time going for a national trial in Kolkata, in Kalyani Stadium, and it was a heartbreaking thing for me. I mean, I couldn't believe it that I had never had an injury all my till my eighth standard, and suddenly before the most important thing in my life, I got an injury and I
Yeah,
was out for another 6 months. So that
yeah,
period also was very tough, and I was very sure that I had to work hard on my body so I don't get injured like that. But then again, when I
yeah,
got my injury, and this was around the period when in another 6 months I was going to go in my Reliance Foundation tournament. So I wanted to be there for my team, but things like this keep happening. I mean, sometimes you feel like maybe this is it. There are many people who go through injuries and feel this is it, and they don't put in the effort they need to, or sometimes it is just the end of their career. So
yeah,
it does come into your mind like, what if this is it? I mean,
yeah.
especially with a person like me who is like totally into football. Like,
Hmm.
I would do anything today. If there was nothing left in the world and I could do one thing, it would be football. Playing football is like
Yeah,
everything for me. So for a person like that, and I'm sure many people like that
yeah,
are there in this world, and it was difficult. Of course, it was difficult, but along with my friends, my family, especially my family, my younger brother, he's really young, but he still gave me a lot of positive words and
support. Yeah,
encouragement. My, as you said, you saw videos of me being picked up
yeah,
by my friends. These were
yeah,
the small kind of things my friends did for me. They used to take me to these places for I'm a huge trekker. I mean, I love to trek and all those kind of things. So these guys took me, and I was on these what do you say, clutches,
crutches. Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah,
I yeah, so I couldn't walk much. So there was a point of time when I had to go up the slope. So these guys, turn by turn, there were these 4 to 5 people turn by turn picking me up, using all their power to pick me up, going to a certain
yeah,
distance, and the next guy doing. And this was the kind of thing used to make me, feel positive and good about my situation. Then
yeah,
slowly and steadily you get back to where you are. But I can assure you this is not the place where you want to be, and
yeah,
this is very heartbreaking when something like this happens to a footballer. It takes a lot of
yeah,
time, and you need to give it a lot of time, otherwise it's never going to get better.
yeah.
So I hope people, everyone watching this, should work hard on their body and their
Consistently work
strength,
hard
so
on
that
their body. Yes. Yeah.
yeah, they should work on their strength so they don't go through such injuries.
And a quote which I keep going back to is you're only as strong as your weakest points, guys. So this is something very pivotal as an amateur footballer, not just as an amateur footballer, as anybody who's playing any kind of sports, guys. So, and Matthew,
That's
essentially to
true.
sum it up, he mentioned that it's very important to have a positive support structure, right? People who keep you at a specific
Yes.
mental level, so that you don't go into that negative hole, right, Matthew? So Matthew,
That's true.
now I'd like for us to perhaps speak about Keen Luis's influence. You mentioned he's somebody who even I, for instance, saw him as a huge prodigy in school. उसका मतलब Keen का नाम हर जगह होता था, Keen Luis ये वो. And I still remember there was this moment back in school जब भी Keen आया हुआ था. He was an alumni and he'd come for a brief moment. I told teacher को कि मैं washroom जा रहा हूँ, and I went down to just catch a glimpse of Keen. So of course we've been blessed to play a lot with Keen at PPG, which is of course the holy ground, the birthplace of football in Hirandani Estate. But Matthew, how's Keen been for you, Matthew? How's Keen been for you?
Yeah, Keen's been. I wouldn't say we've been practicing each other with each other for a long time. I mean, we do play against each other. We like to compete against each other. I also like to play with him rather than against him, because he's really good. He's very dedicated. I mean, the first time I heard that he won the tournament in Mumbai, the MDFA tournament from Thane, and he scored a banger from the half line in the finals, and that is how he really got his name in our school, at least. That's what I know. And he used to play every day. We used to see him playing every day. We used to know that, yeah, man, this guy is really good. He used to be very fast. He had very good flares. I mean, it was the kind of ideal person to look about, learn something from in your locality. When you can see him live, I mean, what else would you want? So he was one of those, you would say, gifted players. A lot of speed, a lot of acceleration. Fitness wise, he's very fit. He takes care of his body since the beginning. He's been going through his life only through football, and I really appreciate for whatever he's done. I mean, I've looked up and he's given me advices here and there, what I should do, how I should get my touches, how I should be sure. Those have been really helpful when I worked on it. So
something that Keen told me once when we were playing PUG pe, that Amay, never let the ball bounce, never. You've seen how amateur football let the ball bounce, फिर ऊपर जाता है and they're all wondering किधर है ball, किधर है. Trap it, guys, seriously, trap it. It came from Keen Lewis, by the way. So Matthew, he also said something about अपनी पढ़ाई वढ़ाई छोड़ दे 6 महीने तू फुटबॉल पे ध्यान दे, and I'm gonna push you into a space. So what about that, Matthew? Tell me about that conversation with Keen.
Yeah, well, I really want to get into football back. It's taken up back because of my studies and all those kind of stuff. Things going in my life weren't in the right direction, I would say. So when he was back in town, and we used to play cricket, more than I know he used to like to play cricket too when he used to come back and with us. And although he's not a great cricketer, but he used to give his all. So during that period of time, he told me that if it is possible, he wasn't assuring me of something, but he did say that with some smaller teams in the Indian division, he would try to give me a trial, get me into the contacts or something like that. So that would be really helpful for me. Although we haven't been in contact much because of the COVID restrictions, and he's also not in town. He's working on himself. Even if you wouldn't have given me that option, but even that he's said that I would try this much, that was a lot, coming from him. He's trying to at least show that he would help if needed. So
that in itself really helps you, inspires you.
It keeps you going. It keeps you going. It gives you hope. It keeps you going.
So Matthew, can we have a small, just a throw on some of your achievements, some of your highlights, some of the memorable matches? Maybe we can also link in this crazy ass free kick that Matthew scored in the Reliance Youth Sport tournament. So Matthew, speak about the achievements, man. I'm sure you've had a lot of them. I know a few myself, but I want to know your achievements where you actually felt alpha in the perfect sense.
Yeah, I mean, I won quite a DSOs in our Thane division. I think I've won 3 to 4 of them. I've represented my district 3 times. I finished with my district once in the 3rd position and once in the finalist position. Runner-up, I would
Maharashtra.
say. And I've represented... No, I was talking about Thane district, like that. And and I've played for Maharashtra. I've played for them for 3 times. And I've been a semi-finalist in one of those times. Twice, I would say. Twice. Then I've a lot of trophies while for running. I've represented in running also. It's something I was just given. I was good at
Inherently
running, so
good
I
at,
start.
yeah.
Yeah, and pretty much that's my.
There's a memory that I have. It's a very vivid memory. Matthew, pehle the building that you used to live in, kya was it Broadway? Or was it some no? Actually, it was कौन सी
Paramount.
यार Paramount, yes. So
Paramount. Yeah.
I remember this one time मैं Matthew के building में गया हुआ था, and this other guy Surya Teja, who's a senior, was also there, who actually lived in the same building as well, right, Matthew? So the memory that I have is that I used to go there and we used to just race, you know. I don't know if Matthew remembers this, but we used to take laps around the Paramount building. So stupid memories, you know, of us growing up just like that. But one cliche typical memory that I have with Matthew is when we played this game. I think it was in Subroto, maybe DSO. I don't know. DSO Subroto dono same hi lagta hai. You guys know that. But I think it was a game at Father Agnell's, the AstroTurf ground, somewhere where Matthew plays now a lot with his college. And what happened is the Siddharth Sir, जो Matthew ने mention किए थे थोड़ी देर पहले, he, from what I know, messed up the age group, and जितने भी लोग under 16 थे वो under 17 हो गए, जितने भी under 14 थे 15 थे एक साल ऊपर कर दिया. So what that led to was that the threshold was immediately fucked up. So what essentially the first team was no more eligible to play, you know, and Matthew was in the first team, but he was a year younger to the, of course, you know, to our seniors. I'm talking about Salil, I'm talking about Yogesh, you know, all those people, you know, Devin, you'd remember this. And I remember the moment, you know, हम लोग बस में थे, was a very, Kuki Sir had fever, you know, वो आ नहीं पाए थे हमारे साथ. Sam actually came with us. He was some sort of an assistant manager. He was trying to hype us up, and we lost miserably, guys. You know, we lost 6-7-0. The other team blew us apart. What do you expect, man? But for real, guys, the only player, as you'd imagine, who was still pulling great was Matthew. Now, if somehow the footballing gods bless me, we'll be able to get this one picture जो newspaper में आई थी, in which Matthew is seen clearing, you know, graphically seen clearing, you know, a goal line clearance, you know, मतलब that's the picture. So I remember that game very well because I was done, you know. मेरे को wing पे खेलने को बोल दिया था, and you know, Matthew was everywhere, you know, was everywhere. Number 8, typical number 8. Maybe this could allow us to speak about who's been your footballing idol, man. Like, who's been the person that you've idolized in your position?
So I am a huge fan of Neymar. I can never disagree. In a world of people who really love Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, I would definitely go for Neymar because that guy is too good. That guy is. I feel he's underrated. I'm not saying Messi and Ronaldo are bad. I mean, I really love. I look up at them, but I feel Neymar is the kind of player I really love. Everyone knows who's Neymar, man. He's got brilliant legs. God's gifted him with brilliant legs. I mean, he's too good. I mean, he is my idol. Yeah. That's why I changed my name to MGR8. You know, he calls himself MGR11. I just changed my name to MGR8. Yeah. My favorite number 8.
And you know, we can see glimpses of Neymar's flair in Matthew as well. You know, Matthew does a lot of, you know, your scissors. Matthew does a lot of crossovers. All that shit Matthew's synonym with. जब भी हम लोग podium पे खेलते हैं. Maybe when I put up this analysis video, you guys will see Matthew just balling. You know, just playing around with his kneecap on. Of course, he said that he had an ACL. So Neymar is somebody who's been a key figure for you, Matthew. But what about Man United, man? I mean, the people, I think they want to know Man United is your club. How do you feel about Man United right now, brother? Like, what are you feeling?
I right now, okay. So I feel these guys have improved. Okay, under Ole. Not many, along with my coach Aloysius was. He doesn't like Ole at all. Wants out immediately, according to what he says in our group. But Ole out. That's what he says every time, every match, every time we are down. But he somehow wins it at the end of the game. So he doesn't have much to say. But I feel United definitely need more signings. They are playing really good football. But Man City has been proving us that with the amount of money and the amount of investment they have done with taking players, getting in players, good players for every position, even as a backup, that is where we have been lagging. We don't have that kind of back. If Paul Pogba gets injured or Bruno gets injured, We don't have that kind of quality coming. Of course, there is quality in our team, but we don't have that kind of quality.
Yeah.
Unlike for Manchester City, who are really a force to reckon in the Premier League right now. Not even right now, for the last 5 years. So I feel we are in the right procedure. I think they do need a few signings. I'm not saying few. They need 4 bloody signings. They need 4 bloody signings.
And world-class players.
They need a good. World-class players.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Okay, let me just say. I think I want Jadon Sancho in immediately. I need Erling Haaland in.
Yeah, ASAP. Everybody wants Erling Haaland.
Yeah, I mean, if he's gone, I don't understand why United never go for these young guys. They do give a footpath for all the youngers from the academies to come up. But we need Erling Haaland. Come on, man. If it's not him, it's Harry Kane. That's understood. But I think we should go for Erling Haaland because he's a 10-year investment. And then you need a few. You need a right winger. You need a right back also in our team.
Maybe a CDM as well. Number 6.
Yeah, but
a defensive-minded player.
It is going to be Declan Rice, no doubt. But would he come? Especially if West Ham get into the Europa League, that's a doubt. But we'll see. I hope. I can talk about United every day and every night.
No, I'd love for you to come on for the season review that I'm going to be doing on United. I'm going to be adding another buddy of mine, podcast with Neil. Shout out to podcast with Neil. So he's also a United fan, and I'd like for you to come on. And I'd like for us to dedicate one segment over the season that has gone, past. So we could do that later. But moving on, Matthew, maybe we're closing to the ending few moments of this first BKS Bhavna Ko Samjho podcast with, of course, Mr. Rahul Mathew. But then, Matthew, what's the future for you, man? What does the future hold for you? We spoke about this. You mentioned that going abroad is something which is on your mind. Not just on your mind, you've been looking at certain options. You've been looking at certain places which will allow you to express yourself footballing-wise. So what's happening there, Matthew?
So, I feel people would say that if you're not getting a team in India, then why would you go abroad? So what I feel, honestly, it's because of the bad scouting network in our country. We don't have good scouts. We don't have a structure. So I feel by going abroad, playing in their really lower divisions like the 5th division or 6th division in their country, I'm not looking into going into the bigger division. Maybe step by step you go up. So my immediate future plans would be that I would look into some other country other than in the European area, probably get into their academies or probably find a team through an agent or something like that. So that's my plan for right now. Let's hope things get better and I could do so. I'm looking around Austria, Slovakia, Spain, France, countries like that. And like people don't know this actually. Matthew, of course, Matthew is somebody who knows a lot about football inherently, but people don't know this, guys, that India to piche hai hi European countries se, not European, UK say 50-60 saal, 40-50 saal, but even UK coaches say that they're 15-20 years behind Europe. And Europe is where the tactical brilliance happened, guys. You guys should really read about it. Maybe some more videos will be coming that way. But Matthew, of course, has mentioned that he'd like to go to those places, maybe absorb the culture over there, where so many, philosophies happened. And that's the thing, right? The conversation that I had with Matthew before this podcast happened was that I'm trying to get people, I'm trying to place punts on people who I know for a fact that will be successful in life. And I do have an inkling that going forward, Matthew will go pro. I'm not even kidding. If there's anybody who should go pro, who has to go pro, who will go pro, it will be Matthew. And maybe I'm putting too much pressure on him, but come on, man. I mean, Matthew is essentially, he lives and breathes in pressure, man. So Matthew, go pro, buddy, go pro, man. So abhi kya bolu yaar, Matthew? Tu hi bol de yaar. Yeah, man. Thank you for the, added pressure, I would say. But
cheers.
I love it. I love the hype, man. I really love it. I think it's because of a few friends of mine that I've even got this motion in my head that probably I could do it. It's like people like, as you said, Salil,
Yep.
Yogesh, Akash,
Yep.
Devin, Sharan Datta, Shantanu Shitole, Laukik Patil, Malay Vibhute.
Yeah.
I
This
used
is
to
your
play with
gang,
them.
right?
Nilansh Prasad. Yeah,
Yeah.
Nilansh Prasad, Sharan Shetty. All these guys used to, Jahan
MNF.
Walia, Kevin Soni. Yeah, these guys are the reason why I am actually here. They were not below me, they were not above me. We used to compete with each other like there is no tomorrow, and we have
Yeah.
played so many years together. And I feel it's because of all of those guys. I'm sorry if I missed out any name. I can't recall any of them right now, but it is really because of these guys that I am here today. Even if I have not gone a long way till now, maybe in the future, but as a footballer, I just want to play, and I feel I'm doing pretty good because of these guys. I
Yeah.
wouldn't have
Yeah.
as much as fun I had in my school days and college days if it was not for them. We wouldn't be
Yeah.
winning trophies and matches if it were not for them. So big shout out to these guys for helping me
Yeah.
out every day. I hope things get better so I can go out of this country right now.
Yeah, man. I mean, fuck off as soon as you can, Matthew. And this pod is of course not censored. So सब गालियाँ वालियाँ आएंगी उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं है. Free speech, free country. But then, of course, Matthew. On an ending note, Matthew, maybe I'd like to ask: do you have any advice for certain young ballers, the new generation that we're seeing? With anybody could be hearing this pod, anybody could be seeing you, Matthew, and people get inspired very quickly. What's the advice that you have for young ballers? Maybe fitness wise, maybe mentality wise, maybe even positionally. What's Matthew got to offer right now?
Okay, so I would say for all the youngers over there in this locality or my country, I would say that you guys should be working hard every day, keeping your fitness at the top every day. You should not give into the thought of what if and what if not, because there's always a path for you no matter what happens, but it's going to take its own sweet time for you to get there. So I would say you should find good places to play where people are
Yeah.
watching so that you can go ahead. That is more important than just playing football. If you want to go professional, you need the right people to watch you. If there's no right people, even if you're as good as Ronaldo or Messi, there is no point playing down there. So
Yeah.
you need the right people to watch you, and always you have to keep working hard. And
Keep
as I
working
told,
hard.
mentally you should be always have a
Yeah.
positive attitude and keep working hard. That's pretty
Mentality is
much it.
key,
Yeah.
guys. Yeah, mentality is key.
Yes.
Maybe Matthew, maybe on an ending note, I could ask you as a number 8, you've got any specific technical advices, maybe something which I can also use in my game.
As a number 8, you should not be holding on to the ball for more than 2 seconds or 3 seconds at a time. You should have more of those one touches or two touches at maximum. You should keep looking over your shoulders every time
Keep
to
checking.
check who is there. Yeah, for how long you can keep the ball. If there's someone come, you should keep the ball. And it is always going to be you who's going to keep the ball rolling in the full game. Because if you stop playing the ball slower, then you are going to make the team slow. So you maintain the pace of the game. So yeah, that is pretty much the number 8 role. What I think is very essential. Other than putting those killer passes and banger goals, these are the more important things I feel. You should look at players like younger
Tony
players
Kroos.
like Jan Mata.
Yeah.
Tony Kroos is too good. I wanted to go for Jan Mata because when he was 23, 24, 25, he was untouchable. He was very good.
I mean, that was at my
technically-
club Chelsea, so I remember that. I remember that very well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really adore him. He is technically very good. Tony Kroos is a very good, another very good player. Everyone knows about him. Bruno does play like him, but Bruno is also playing very good, I would say. And we will know in the coming years if he is going to become a legendary footballer, because he is definitely into the path of it.
Yes.
So these are the kind of players you need to watch every day, see their movement, see their game, and learn to become better. That's what I think.
I mean, it's honestly been A lovely episode, Matthew. I mean, yeah, we do this a lot. We speak on podium. ये सब तो हम लोग करते हैं. But just the fact that we've been able to take this leap and put this out, put this for people to hear from time and time again. Maybe when Matthew goes pro, we can look back at this video as, you know, for the greater things to follow. So thank you, brother, for being a part of this journey, if I could say, with Bhavna ko samjho, with what I want to do. And that's the thing, guys, empowering people around us. This generation is about taking us, you know, like the homies, people around us together, you know, to the top. Matthew would agree with that. Matthew, a final word, buddy. Is there something going on your head right now? Kuch bhi.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank Amay for inviting me over here and giving me this opportunity to speak about my inner feelings about this, my passion about football, and my story up till now. I feel that this guy has a long way to go. He's got a good way of communicating. You've already seen in this show. So shout out to Amay, Bhavna ko samjho, and
Bhavna ko samjho.
Yes, and I hope things get better, and
Things will, yeah.
He can,
Yeah.
and I hope we can do more things together.
Yeah, we definitely will, and I hope we play again sometime soon as well, Matthew.
Yeah, definitely. If there are people out there, I would say street football is the kind of football where you should go and play to improve your skills. If you really want to play skills, that's where you should go. Every day, I wouldn't be playing at my full capacity over there. I would not put that much effort like all these guys do, because these guys are very good street footballers. But if you want to learn something new or how to play the fast movement of the game, this is it. And I really can't wait to go back and play on podium.
So thank you for being a part of this, Matthew. I'm going to wrap this up. And guys, this was Rahul Mathew, of course. Just heard a story. You've heard the inner things that happened in Matthew's life up until now. Of course, there's a long way to go for our brother. And I sincerely hope, and I know that you're hoping as well, that this guy goes pro. Yeah.
Thank you.